Well, Florin, your talk was phenomenal. You have
Thank
no
you.
problem at all. And I want to draw some of the learning out of this. A lot of the comments are related to your slides. So I just think, let me just go through my notes and then I'll cover all the slides in one session first. So great talk. It's very clear. You have one major point, which is the thermostat element, which I really liked.
Yes.
Um, at 290, I'll go through the slides. I like the fact that you're very clear. You say, you're in this talk, you're going to discover, and then you say a little bit later, I'm going to show you. See, these are very clear things. So it's a great seed for your follow-up talk. But the learning here that I want, and you did this correctly, so it's mainly I want to show you, for everybody else who may be watching this, sort of the learning here is be careful. You did a very good job separating today's talk with the follow-up talk. What a lot of people think is they're going to come for 20 minutes and just talk about what they're going to learn at the follow-up session. That is not what I want, and that's not what is effective. What's effective is every speaker giving good strategies right today on this. And so one thing I would add to you, I would get you to add is, because you mentioned the thermostat a lot, but, and maybe you would mention this in the last section that we missed, but I want specific ways to change the thermostat.
Okay.
You know, I want you to tell me, I want you to write down your income on a card every day.
Okay.
And say, I'm so grateful and happy now that I earn 100,000 per year easily and effortlessly. I want you to write that every day. Everybody, let's take a minute right now and write this down and then put it on the screen, you know. I want you to write this down.
Okay.
Now, the second thing I want you to do is I want you to rewrite it every day for the next 90 days. See that? Now all of a sudden I have a takeaway from you.
Okay.
As opposed to just telling me, oh, I got to come to this other section before I learn anything. No, he's giving me specific things today. That's a good reminder. I love the whole thing, the thermostat. I recognize that training, by the way. I gave that talk several times at Bob's Born Rich seminar. Great content. I'm going to show you some things on the slides. Yeah, so I just put a note to myself. I get the thermostat illustration, but now I want to know how to do it.
Okay.
You did do good job seeding. You said I don't have the time right now to go through all of the strategies. That's why I'm doing the follow-up session. But that would be a good spot right there to add. But here's 3 things I could give you right now. I have 12 techniques. I'm going to give you 1 or 2 right now. That would be good.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, and the video was awesome, although again it cut out a little bit. So let me show you what I would do. My thoughts on your slides. Okay, you all can see my screen, I'm sure.
Yes.
Okay, so I would not put your picture because they don't care about your picture. They care about themselves. So you got to capitalize. Capitalize this. Okay, so let me first back up. Let me back up and say you want to make this much bigger. But here's what first thing that I have with you is that it's way too much white. So if you go to themes and pick a theme that could work, that you could relate to and you like. So let's just say this theme, okay? So now all of a sudden, actually, that's not a good one for you because we need a lot of white. How about this? Yeah, so let's look at this one. No, it's still not colorful enough. Hold on a second. You could play around with these. I'm doing this very quickly here. Um, let's try push pin. So here's a good example. So um, now what you could do here is the inner thermostat. If you give a benefit statement, your key to wealth. Now what you want to do is make this a little bit different and change the color of the words, and you can do that by going to the font, and it'll pick colors that are appropriate for this theme. So let's just say we go like this. So it's a little bit too big. And then what you want to do is maybe change. I'm just doing what I would normally do. If everybody can just look at this as a learning for how I work on the slides. So what I would do is you might want to make this a little bit bolder. So now when we go to this, you see, you're selling your talk, not yourself.
Okay.
Okay, so that's that. So now what happens is you got an image here like this. Now this is okay. The problem that I see here is first of all, this is not a high resolution image. So what I'm going to do is I go back to Google and I search ostrich. I go back here. I go to search tools. I go for large size. And then what you could do is you could go head maybe, or that would give us just the head. Yeah. So now look at the size of the images and how crystal clear these images are as compared to the one you used. So let's just say we're going to pick this one. So you view the image. You'll see it's a big image. You copy the image. You go back. Now you delete this image. And then you put that like that. Now look at how crystal clear this is. So now what you have done is you have this here, and so what you might want to do is make this much smaller, put it in white. I'm just showing you what I would do, okay? So you might want to put this here like this and make it centered. Now just look at how much more professional that looks. So always use high resolution images.
Okay.
Okay. So now again, first of all, you see there's a spelling miss. Now you may have changed this. This might be a little bit older version of what you had. But make sure you check for spelling.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And then for this, again, I'm very big on huge text because I want to make sure that the person at the back can really see this. So I would take his image. Now, see what I don't like about this image? It's cut off on the top here. So that to me is a no-no. But let's see what happens if I go like this. Yeah, so this is okay now. So what I would do is I'd put it like this. But again now, you see what my mind tells me is that there's no, this is way too black and white. So I might go like this. I might change this to let's say red, 80%. So all of a sudden now it makes it stand up a little bit. Make sense? Okay.
Yes, make perfect sense for me. Thank you.
And then for these ones like this, again, this is not high resolution, but it's probably hard to find this in a hard resolution. So what I would do with this is I would just bump it up a little bit. You go like this, and then all of a sudden, make sure it's centered. And you do that by creating these images that help it be centered. And then if you lower it, then it's centered all the way around. And now it looks a lot better. Okay, this next one. This is a great picture, by the way. So one of the things that I would do with this picture is, let me just see what kind of other layouts I have. You don't have many choices here. So I think with this, let me just see what happens if I go like this. Yeah, this might work. See, this is not a very good image. You see how it's all pixelated? I'm sure if you can see it. So you could get another. This is, let's just say, how you search for this is wife hitting husband with pot. Let's see if that comes up. No. Wife hitting husband. Funny. I just saw the word funny there. Yeah. So it's probably going to be tough to find that image. So if you wanted to use it, stretching it doesn't work because it's too big. So what I would do is I would create some treatment around it. Like I might do this. Maybe even move it up like this. No. Yeah. So all of a sudden now, you know, I would just center it, frankly.
Okay.
Yeah. So now all of a sudden it looks a little bit easier to on the eye. So again, with all of these, as much as is possible, like you could easily stretch this one, I suspect. Now, I'm not sure if this is high res or not. It's not high resolution. So you could find an image. There's nothing wrong with filling the image. You know, now with this one for your book cover, and again, I'm doing this for the benefit of everybody who may be watching this on a replay. I'm just showing you how I would fix these slides. So I would go like this. I would make this white. No border. I would move it to the back. And I would stretch my book as big as you can get it. Okay, so now all of a sudden, your book fills the whole screen. Now this again is not a high resolution image, Florin. Make sure you get this from your happiness manager. Ask them for a high resolution image of your book. Now this this isn't. So again, I might use the white. I might use the white background, you know, because this image is so good. I love this, by the way. You see now it's full and it's a great image. So I love that one. So you see, this doesn't work this way. So for some of these, you would just want to put the white background, and then. Like, I just show you my preference is these types of things. This is a nice graphic to me. It just shows it as a picture. In a picture frame like that. So, okay, same thing with this one. I would want to fill the entire... See, this looks much better. There's a natural cutoff with this image, you see? As opposed to cutting it off here, it doesn't make sense that it's cut off here. So fill it so that it takes the whole image. Now let me see what you did here. Okay, so you did do 22%.
22 degrees.
Yeah, 22 degrees. Okay, the only thing I would change here is you got to move it over because now we've got a different design. The only thing I think I would do different is I would change the color of the line for this one, like down here, just to show a distinction.
Okay.
You know, it just makes it look a little bit different. But this is a good thing. Okay, now let me show you about this one now. So when you came to this one, and what you would do in this design, and I'll send these over to you if you want to use them. Okay, so you use this now, but you're using, again, you got to make sure that you're using, take advantage of color. So, you know, with the headline, for example, you might want to come and use a green, let's say. Now, one of the things that I use is I use shadows. So in PowerPoint, under Format, you just create a shadow, and that makes it a little bit darker, a little bit bolder. Okay, so then you've got a progression here. That's fine. And this is a really good point, by the way. Makes a lot of sense. It's when you go to the next slide that I have a problem. If I were you, would not use the same image because you're talking now you're talking about financial surplus. And I would probably, you might want to change it to this, or, but it's this image. I'm not sure you need to repeat the image. So,
okay.
You know, what you could do is
I will find another one.
Yeah, you could use. You're still talking about the thermostat, right?
Yes.
So you just find another thermostat. There's a good image. Now this image may not be perfect, but anyway. So you just put another image of a thermostat. Okay, a couple of things with this one, by the way. I'm not sure if this is the way you spell it, but in English, this is an S, not a Z. And then the other thing, the other thing is the title font should be different than the text font, just to make it stand out. So I would go to a more normal text, a more normal font for the text. What problem do you think I have with this right here with the word negative?
Double T?
Yeah, there's a double T, but what else do I have a problem with this? Any ideas?
Zero and positive appear in the same time?
No, it's too dark. Sorry, it's too light.
Okay.
Okay. So one of the things you could do is, you see here they give us all the colors in this thing. So if you did, let's just say you did red for negative. You go to the next one over, which is this different color. Which one did I pick? Yeah, there. And if you see, the thing is, if you pick these from the theme here, the colors are much more appropriate. You know what I mean? They go together. They found the ones that that match each other. And so now look, you've got the fancy, negative, zero, and these colors all go together. So people should learn to use the color schemes of the theme. Now this was good, but again, what I would do is, me personally, I would use this so that it looks like a snapshot. This is just the way I do it. You don't have to do it this way. You did do a good job. Now we're using a different theme, so you're going to have to make sure that the images fit within this. You know, within this within the picture, but it's okay to go over on this one. So look at what it looks like now. This is fine, and that looks, to me, this looks great. I'm going to save this. Okay, again, this is so what you would do here is shrink the image, because you're still talking about, and then make sure it's centered. And then again, I'm going to highlight the picture in some way. Your video was fine. Let me give you a quick example of what I would do for the video. So now the way you're presenting, okay? So you're presenting here, and well, actually, what you're going to be doing is what you're gonna see is this. Okay. This is because we're going to use our computer for your slide.
Yes.
What you're going to see is this one, and here you're going to look over here, and you're going to notice that it's the video coming, right?
Okay.
So, but what I do, so the first thing I do is, let me go here, I'll show you what I do. So first thing, remember that, whoops. Let me go back to that white box. Where's that white box? Here. I'm going to take this white box, show you how I do videos. So I'm going to go here, I'm going to put the white box in, except I'm going to make it black, and I'm going to move it to the back. So therefore, my video is going to appear here. What I recommend is that you make it full screen, you go to Format, and you put Play Automatically. I'll show you why. So now watch what happens. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to start this in a second, and then I'm going to take a screen capture of the image, and I'll show you what I'm going to do next. So just everybody watch this. Okay. So now what I did is I captured that image. I'm going to go here. I'm going to insert a blank slide, and then I'm going to go take that screen capture, and I'm going to put it into my slides, because what this will do is it will remind me that I have a video coming up. So what I do is I just now make this, let me just shrink this down. I make this look, whoops. I make this large. Hold on a second, where's the edge of the screen? Okay, so now what happens? Okay, now watch what happens now.
Yes.
So I come over here to View, and I'm going to go to Presenter View. Okay, so now I see here that I'm going to be showing my video. When I click the slide,
Yes.
when I click this slide, this allows me time to set up this video. Then it allows PowerPoint time to buffer it, bring it into the program, so that there's no choppiness. So then when I click the
Makes
next,
sense. Thank you.
since I go to the next slide, I have it starting automatically, then the video plays. So that's a way to set up the video. Now, how long is this video, by the way? See, this is
2 minutes and 30 seconds.
way too long, dude. It didn't show very well. This is where you cut off. But it's way too long. That's 10% of your talk. So what I would do is I haven't watched it, but take the salient points. Take the main points from this video that you want to say, and shrink it down. I find that videos that are longer than 20, 30, 40 seconds, especially during a keynote speech, you're going to lose people.
Okay. Thank you.
I'm not sure what the next slide was. Okay, so here's
I'm selling my
you're selling your course?
my free seminar.
Okay, so here's what I would do with this slide. I'm going to make this bigger, fill the entire screen with it. Okay, so now I filled the entire screen, right? So it's bigger, and that's what you always want to do. The other thing is, now again, you didn't know this before, but now you know it. Let me make this a bit bigger. Now we have a theme, you see, and the theme picks colors. So I would go here and make sure that whatever color I'm going to use for the line is one of these colors here so that it matches more effectively. So in this case, I would just go to this one, and it just makes the color in conjunction with the theme.
Okay.
Okay. And it's the same thing with this one here. Now, I don't know what you're saying here. I mean, everybody will who's listening to you. But if it, again, I'm not sure if this makes sense because I don't know what you're saying here. But the best seminar in town. Okay. So if it's appropriate, because it's small, you see, you don't have a lot of, you see, this is very small to read from the back of the room. Now watch what I'm going to do now. If I go to quick styles and I pick a theme, like let's say this one. So you're going to refer, whoops, hold on a second. I want to just change one thing. I want to animate. I want this to animate and come in after. Okay, so now watch what happens. So you're talking now about whatever this says here, right? And then you, as you start saying it, you could put the main words of this box up in the top thing here so that it highlights it more effectively. Because people at the back of the room are never going to be able to read this little writing that you have on here.
I'm not, my intention is not to read. In this section, I invite them to register to the seminar, and this is the menu they have to click to register. Okay,
so then you would just put, like, first of all, you're going to give them the website to go to?
Yes.
Then I would type it here. Now.
Yes, I have an updated version, and in this version, I put it the name of the website.
Okay. One suggestion for everybody listening about website names. If it's a long website, you're going to lose people. So you can shorten it by using what I use all the time. Many of you seen me, tinyurl.com 555s. Okay? It's very easy then to put on the screen. Let me show you how to get that. If you go to tinyurl.com, just go to tinyurl.com, put in the website address where you want people to go, okay? And here you put 555s. And then you just hit enter. And then when anybody ever types this, now in this case, somebody already took it, so you just do another one. Just put you could just put Florin, put your name. Florin 222. Okay? Now I guarantee that one's going to be available. So now when anybody types this, it'll take them to your page. So what you do is you just type that there. And this is easier for people to jot down than a long, www, whatever, all this stuff. In fact, I would probably take this out and make, and then center this. Now, this is easy to remember, and people could jot this down in 5 seconds. If you have, florin.com/dumb.co.ro, it becomes too easy. So you want to simplify everything for people.
Okay. Thank you.
Well, that's it, man. Great talk. You're going to do fine. You're right on the money in terms of time. We missed the last little bit of it, but it won't be a problem. And good job. Let me just stop the recording, and then we'll take the next speaker.